Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for August 12th, 2014. It's currently 7:38 a.m. and we have a very heavy rainfall event on the way for the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area today. We already start to see rain pushing into eastern Pennsylvania this morning and western New Jersey, and a lot more rain is on the way. First of all, notice the winds are from the southeast. This is a very important observation. This means moisture-laden marine air from the Atlantic is driving into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. This leads to two setups. One, it kills a severe weather threat because this air mass is what we call stable, moisture loaded but stable. It also means that there's going to be plenty of low-level and mid-level moisture to work with to produce a very heavy rainfall event. Also, temperatures pretty much aren't going to move all that much from here on out. We have temperatures right now in the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in the New York City metropolitan area, and lower to mid 70s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area and the New Jersey coast. Temperatures this afternoon will rise into the mid to upper 70s. That's about it. We should be in the mid to upper 80s this time of year. So we're going to be well below normal for this time of year as far as temperatures, with all the rain on the way, very much like a September day. When we take a look at the latest observations via the surface map, notice here, let me zoom in on this. You see this frontal boundary, this purple one? This is called an occluded front. What that basically means is that you have a warm air mass lifted above the warm front and the cold front. And it's a rather complicated frontal structure. But basically what it means is that you're dealing with three types of air masses. And that's essentially what we have set up here. We have a marine air mass built in, which you can see it pretty much has put a stop to the advance of this warm front. And here's our high pressure system supporting that marine air mass. Then you have the tropical air mass down here over the southeast. Now what's happening is that this tropical air mass is being lifted above the marine air mass. And then you have the cold front approaching from the west with a dry, cold, or for this time of year, polar air mass that is lifting all the other two air masses. So that leads to a tremendous amount of lift and thus very heavy rainfall. And we're seeing that developing already on the latest radar. You can see our first wave of very heavy rain. This is basically the upper level or mid-level warm front. This is the warm front at 850 millibars. But notice our surface warm front is way down here. So what that essentially means is that our first initial wave of very heavy rain is starting to move through the region focused over northeastern Pennsylvania. This is why we have the heaviest rainfall focused over eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and Connecticut, because this is where the focus of the mid-level warm front is located. But then we have this batch of heavy rain developing throughout central Pennsylvania, and this is going to solidify and become even more intense as our cold front approaches from the west. So you can see that we have long period of moderate to heavy rainfall, periods of moderate to heavy rainfall today all the way on through early tomorrow morning with this batch of very heavy rainfall, and there's more rain on the way as this cold front approaches from the west. Now on the infrared satellite picture you could see all these cloud tops becoming colder. That means that lifting is becoming stronger. We're seeing this starting to enhance over portions of western Pennsylvania down through West Virginia and Western Virginia. And this is only going to get stronger as this cold front catches up with this occluded front and basically lifts all the air masses involved here to produce a very heavy rainfall throughout the region. Shows up even more nicely on the water vapor satellite picture. You have that marine air mass at the surface. Now remember, at the surface we have southeasterly winds. But from 850 millibars on up, the mid-levels on up, we have a strong southwesterly wind. And that's transporting a lot of tropical moisture from the Gulf of Mexico right up into the northern mid-Atlantic. Thus, plenty of moisture to work with. And then here comes our cold, dry air advancing from the west, lifting all that moisture with a very strong upper level low and a negatively tilted trough to boot to basically enhance the lifting throughout the region. So essentially we have everything in place for a very heavy rainfall event. And so therefore the forecast from the HPC, which I generally agree with, basically suggests anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Now, in my opinion, the heaviest rainfall is going to be over eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, the New York City metropolitan area, and Connecticut. You could extend that down through the New Jersey coast. However, I think the rainfall there is going to be more on and off rather than a steady, constant heavy rainfall in areas to the north as I just described. Still, everyone could expect very heavy rain and, of course, the localized flash flooding that comes with it. And it's going to be a rough rush hour this evening and for tomorrow morning with this heavy rainfall moving through. So let's get to the forecast from the Penn State EWOL website using the European model guidance. Again, for today, a trough goes negatively tilted. We have that cold front, occluded cold front approaching the region. Periods of moderate to heavy rain today. Temperatures not moving all that much, rising into the mid to upper 70s. By tomorrow, the cold front exits. Now, tomorrow morning, periods of rain could be expected, but it's going to end quickly from southwest to northeast. So don't be surprised in Philadelphia, for example, that this is done by 8, 9 a.m. While in New York City, you have rainfall until about 9, 10 a.m. and then that clears out. It's going to be a rapid movement as far as the clearing out of this rainfall once that cold front exits. The question really right now is how much does this block here slow down the advance of that cold front? I can see Philadelphia clearing out very, very quickly, but New York City Metro, Connecticut, and Long Island lingering with rainfall because of that block of that cold front due to what's happening here in the northern Atlantic. So something we're definitely going to watch out for. Temperatures tomorrow range from the upper 60s to lower 70s for lows, and then upper 70s to lower 80s for highs by the afternoon, with clearing skies by the evening at the very least. Canadian high pressure will be in control for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now that high pressure system will start to shift off the coast, so we should see more of an influence from the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. So here's what I'm expecting with temperatures. First of all, throughout the period until about Monday afternoon, clear skies to scattered cloud cover, threat for showers and thunderstorms on Monday afternoon with an advancing cold front. Temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will range from the mid to upper 50s for lows. A few lower 60s in your urban locations. High temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Again, well below normal for this time of year. And then, following that, Sunday we'll see a slight warm up with low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, high temperatures in the mid 80s, pretty much where we should be for this time of year. And then Monday, upper 60s to lower 70s for lows, lower to mid 80s for highs, with a threat for thunderstorms in the afternoon. And then we fall right back into another cool weather pattern, setting up thereafter as another trough starts to dig into the east. So that's your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I will keep an eye on this heavy rainfall and let you know if there's any flash flooding threats, which there should be. And it's going to be rough out there, so take your time driving. If you have someplace to go, expect to take some extra time to get there, and don't rush. Whatever it is, if you end up there late, it's better to end up late than not at all. So as always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.